Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your mid-month November tarot and oracle card reading. All right, we'll begin. All right, you have the card of victory. I like this. This is very promising. Victory will be yours. Your enemies will be defeated. Keep going and you'll have your win. Now, I wouldn't focus so much on people being defeated because the universe has a way of cleaning things out, right? If somebody does something to you that's, certainly one of those times where they've done something that they knew would have consequences for you and they did it anyway. Okay, the universe, that's all energy. They created an energetic cycle around themselves. The universe will give them exactly what they gave out. Sometimes it takes a while, though, for that to happen. But either way, you'll be too busy in your success to worry about them anyway. Detailed Celtic cross style reading today. Current situation, you have here the Three of Cups, the immediate influence. I like that. The King of Pentacles. You have justice in your subconscious, which makes a lot of sense with victory. Now, this is interesting. You had justice and the Hanged Man. Those are in order. 78 cards, and they came out right next door to each other. You've got the Emperor in the more recent past. The Queen of Wands is coming towards you. You're represented by the World. Go you. You're attracting the person or situation is represented by the Ten of Wands. You've got the Chariot and your hopes and fears. 8 of Cups and the outcome. I don't mind that one bit. And I'll tell you why, because you're moving on to something better. You have here some kind of betrayal. So again, if somebody caused you some unnecessary grief, if it had something to do with money, with that Ace of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, even if it was some sort of a repair that ended up like a domino effect where then it created more issues for you. You know, it always reminds me of like if you give a mouse a cookie, that book, and then all of a sudden it's asking for milk and it needs a bedtime story and it needs a, this kind of stuff where it's like, wow, that just opened up a whole avalanche of problems somehow. I feel like with this Ace of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, you'll get things corrected and you'll be able to move on. But it all began with that Three of Swords, some sort of a betrayal. And in some cases, too, it may be someone's incompetence if it was a financial situation. But I do feel like you bore the brunt of it, all right? And that's hard. So before we get too far into this, it appears that we have 5 major arcana. We have Cancer, Taurus, Leo, Libra, Aries is here. I'm liking the watery energy, but you have all the elements showing up. Now, I feel like whatever new beginning you have here with that Ace of Pentacles, it comes right in time for whatever you're attracting. So if it's a job, they'll say, my God, do we need you? We needed you yesterday. If you are in some kind of a profession, a helping profession, whether it be the dental business or something medically, it's like people will come in and be so relieved by your presence. All right. If you're some type of energy worker or healer, I just keep getting like people are going to be very relieved. Like, where has this been all my life? I wish I would have come here sooner. Or even if it's more in the cosmetic realm, if you do some sort of laser treatments for people or hair or something like that. I feel like people will say, I wish I would have done this a long time ago. And it's you. It's coming from you. Okay, so know that you're valued, appreciated, loved, but also know that you're going to be paid for it too. I mean, it's nice to do things that make people feel uplifted, but it's also great when you can get paid. And so I feel like you're going to do just that. Now, I'm really liking this energy. Now, of course, I'm going to put these in order because it's just important to me. You might say I couldn't care less, but to me it is. I feel like you're going to have something here, like I said, where the universe is going to take care of some unfinished business for you. Now, with these cards, the major arcana come from the Latin arcana, mysteries or secrets, but they represent all of the experiences your soul needs to have on this earth school, ultimately culminating in what's called nirvana. the energy of the world, that represents you today. Now, I'm going to point this out too, because I always love it when it shows up here. You have here not only with the Justice card coming out right in front of the Hangman, but both of their legs are in the number 4. Do you see that? I used to sleep like that. For years, I used to do that. And I didn't do it to try to be aligned with sacred divination. It just happened. So if you're a sleeper that sleeps with your legs crossed, I feel like you've got a message there saying everything's going to work out for you. I love this as you. It just says you're going to be in a place where you're going to be dancing. Now, with this, you have engagement here, by the way. And if that's the case, the person you're attracting is solid. It's somebody who has their life together. And so I feel like I mentioned before with that 10 of Wands, it may be somebody who's just concluded a big project or done something with their career that stretched them to the next level. I feel like the timing will be perfect. Now, if you're with this person right now and they just completed something like medical school or dental school or law school, and if you know anybody that's gone through those, they are tough, okay? It is no joke. And so if that's the case too, you have somebody who's ready for this, all right? Ready to be in love with you. Now, this King of Pentacles also shows that you're going to have growth all around you. It's a time to celebrate. It's a time when you're going to find lots of success. Victory and success are yours. And so with this, know that in terms of a job, I feel like you're going to find that you may have to even get help billing if you work for yourself, because you're going to have lots of people lining up for you with that King of Pentacles. There's no shortage of money coming in when you see this together. So with the energy of justice and the subconscious, the Justice card is a card of choices and fairness. Okay, so it's saying that for some of you, you're going to weigh your options more carefully. Now, this is coming out of the subconscious, so you might find you're more discerning too, where you say, I'm not getting involved with that noise. I don't need that mess in my life. And you'll turn it off immediately if it's not for you. You'll have no second thought about it. So with this, I feel like you may have an apology coming forward if someone did create a mess in your life. I feel like they will apologize, but I feel like it's not enough a little too late anyway. It's a card that reminds you that what goes around comes around. So as much as we talked about victory and seeing someone who double-crossed you go down, I do feel like that's happening for you. You're going to see it, witness it, and I feel like that's more than enough for you to let it go, where you say, I am so glad I'm not attached to that situation or person anymore. That would be awful if I was still in that and watching what they're going through now. So overall with this, though, it is about acting with integrity and attracting people who do the same, treating people with how you would want to be treated and vice versa. You get what you are. And when justice comes in, know that the universe sees and feels your vibration, your energy, and sends back to you exactly where you're operating. So with that Hangman energy next, this is in the past. So somebody here had an epiphany, perhaps even a midlife crisis, if something really got into your craw, your vibrational craw. But with this, it may have felt like things were going in the wrong direction, like you just needed to sit your butt down for a minute. And what this will do for you is give you a new perspective. So if you had a breakup and you've spent some time alone, perfect, because it's here in the cards. And so what it helps you do, though, is see things from a different angle, from a different viewpoint. It helps you accept things and move forward. And so with this, I feel like it's one of those times where you're going to come into a very meaningful cycle with the Hangman. Surrender to win. You let go of anything that is no longer serving you. Bye. Okay, not sad to see it go. You're easy about things. You're light about things. And you're wide open to embrace change. Lean into change. Lean into new opportunities. With the Emperor, this combines passion and discipline. So I feel like somebody here definitely got their mojo back. It's also getting the upper hand in something. So I still feel like that's a theme for you, especially if things have been a bit difficult. This energy will have things getting done, though. This is taking care of business. The Emperor can be rather stern about things, so you might surprise yourself with that Aries energy coming in. You may say, I don't usually get so, I'm not so high maintenance, or I'm not so demanding. But with this, you know what you want, and you're not going to settle. That's the good news with this energy. Now, he's also a master organizer. He can dictate, tell people what he needs done and on what timeline. So I do feel like he'll be very efficient in this energy. And with the Queen of Wands here, this is what you're coming into, great loyalty. It is a card of passion. So much like the Emperor, who's the great architect of the universe, the Queen of Wands has a fiery chemistry going on. In terms of a love connection, there is going to be a very strong attraction, undeniable attraction, and it turns from lust into something more. That's how I get it. I mean, there's all the tingly stuff. There's all the connection and the attraction. That doesn't have to be forced. You don't have to talk yourself into it. It's something that's natural, that's easy to do. But with this Queen of Wands in terms of career, you're going to be finding that you're going to make leaps and bounds. This is where you make big gains. This is where you're in high demand. So get ready. I told you before, you're going to have plenty of people lining up, wanting your services, wanting your help, and telling you, I needed that. That's exactly what I needed in my life. So you're represented by the world. Nothing could be finer. You know, you're in a place where it's like it's perfection. Nirvana is what I told you before, but it's like one of those times where you just want this moment to stay still, where you want to absorb every single second of this. If you go on a vacation, be aware of every little nuance. You'll love it. Slow down a little bit. Pay attention around you because there's beauty and harmony all the way around you. It really is, though, climbing to the top, though, and really saying, I've made it. This is a card that tells you you have arrived. So anything to do with travel, you've got that a few times here. Moving is great. Any new beginning, you're going to say, I'm ready for the next chapter. Bring it on. I can't wait. Now, this Ten of Wands, I told you before, whoever or whatever you're attracting is going to feel like you're there in the nick of time. The Ten of Wands is an energy of concluding something. You have it too with the world, but in a different way. This is wrapping up a cycle and being glad to be done with it. It's whoever you're attracting, though. So I feel like they just finished something. They're wrapping something up, and they're going to be ready for you. If it is a job, they're going to say, thank God you're here. I don't know if we could have done this another day. But either way with this, I do feel like you're going to get quite a bit of accolades and praise out of the deal. So the Chariot shows up and says, let's drive it on home. The Chariot is a card of huge success. It's a card of support, though, too, and great stability in your life. So anything that you move into will be done in a way that's predictable, that may move fast, but it's like it's very stable. And so when the Chariot is in a reading, know that you're going to be moving forward in a way that has you feeling secure, has you feeling confident. There's no second guessing, and there's no reason to turn back. So the Eight of Cups, ultimately, this Eight of Cups wears the red robe of desire, just like the Emperor. It's a new cycle that brings in deeper commitment. Anything that you've outgrown, you're leaving. You're just not here to play small. We don't want to harness each other to small energy. That's not why we get into each other's energy in the first place, to keep each other stuck. Absolutely not. So if you've outgrown something, you're moving on, you're spreading your wings. It may be a time, too, to expand in terms of career as well. I do feel like with a love relationship, you have one coming in that's rather solid, committed, and wants to run that distance, wants to plan for the future with you. So let's see now what else you need to know about money. Believe, okay? You're being asked to fully believe in yourself and your dreams. So if you're some sort of entrepreneur, this is an important energy. It's time for that idea that's lived inside your heart to be brought into the world so others can benefit from it. Believe that you can bring it to life, and you will do exactly that. So there's no governor over your life. There's nothing to stop you. There's nothing holding you back. Know that if you can see it in your mind, you can have it in your reality. Let's see now, Pisces, what else they want to tell you about love. Not today. Boundaries and hurt. Avoiding conversation. Not dealing. Still upset. So if you have somebody in your life and it's time to have a conversation, it might not be today. We might need to leave the energy where it is for a couple of days and try again. Okay? Because you do have love here, but there is something, if it's something a little bit specific, if it's a conversation, might have to give it a little more time. I love you, Pisces, and I'll be back again soon.